Hi, my name is Tyrese, and today I want to show you the amortization chart and what good credit versus really good credit means as far as your interest rate. So here I have the amortization chart that I created for our workshops. So let's say you want to buy a house and you were approved for 150,000. So what does that really mean? So 150,000. If your credit is good, what we say is good credit, then your interest rate may be anywhere from 6% to 8%. So you have your loan as 30 years and then 12 months a year. And let's say we want to start paying this loan back on October 1st. So this is a really simple amortization chart. On this side, you'll see that your scheduled payments are going to be $899.33 at 6%. Then you have, it's 360 payments, okay? Your total interest for your house is going to be $173,000. Can you see that here? Let me put it up. I made it a little larger. $173,000 is going to be what your total interest is going to be. And that's at 6%. And that's what we call good credit. Now you also have a few extra things that you have to pay for. Your mortgage insurance, your PMI mortgage insurance, and then your mortgage insurance premium, which is from FHA. Now your mortgage insurance, if you get an FHA loan, it never goes away. So you have your $65 approximately, and then you have your $125 that's also tacked on the loan. And let's say for this house, your taxes are going to be $3,200. That's an additional $266.67. So your monthly payment for $150,000 is $1,355.99. Now that's good credit. And when I say good credit, I mean a credit score from like 640 to 780. So let me show you what really good credit is. Really good credit is when you're like over the 700. I'll make this a little larger. When you have really good credit, instead of being 6%, then you're going to get into interest rates, depending on the current interest rates, from anywhere from 4.5 or 4.75% at the current rates. Okay, and we're going to keep the same scenario, but instead you're going to be paying $131,000 in interest, basis what we call good credit, which is $173,000 in interest. So I will make this the same size, so you kind of get a gauge, but it's $137,757 for good credit at 6% interest, versus really good credit, $475, $131,000 in interest, and your payment's $1,200 a month. Okay, so you can see what really good credit does versus good credit. So I've seen interest rates like, as high as like 7% if you're really desperate and you have a credit score of 620 to 640, which is lendable. But look what it does. You're paying $209,000 of interest, versus if you were to have really good credit, you're paying 4.75. You're paying $131,000. Now, that's just one scenario that I wanted to show you. Another scenario about amortization, if you look, we're going to go down. This gives you your scheduled payments. So you have your scheduled payment $997.95, and your principal, your interest. Your principal is only $122.95 at the beginning, and your interest is $875. So you see your cumulative interest. Your interest is really high in the beginning. If you can kind of look at how it goes up, your principal goes higher very little and your interest goes lower throughout the life of the loan. Okay? But I want to show you something. It's a little trick that I've always done, is I've always made extra payments in the beginning of the loan. So let's say personally my loan is 3.74%. Okay? And I made in the beginning of the loan. Now let me start you with what my original loan was, 5.25. And of course I had my mortgage insurance and my FHA insurance. So I had my two insurances. So that's about right. That's about what my monthly payment was, except my taxes were $5,600. So we'll adjust that. What I did was I made extra payments in the beginning of the loan, and in the very beginning I made an extra $500 a month. And what that did was it brought my interest. If I did $500 extra each month, okay, what that does is that brings your interest down to $57,000. Let me show you again. If I zero that out, $148,000 of interest. Now, what I do now is I make an extra $100 a month. And look what it does. My total interest is $110,900. My early payments, instead of paying it off in 360 months, I pay it off in 282 months. So my total early payments is $28,000. So what I did in the very beginning of the loan, which I'll take the total early payments out there because you can adjust it down here as well. I did this. I paid $500 for my first payment, and then I paid $200 and went down until I was a couple of months. I paid $200, then $100. Okay, so I did that for about a year, and what essentially happened is after I did this for about 12 payments, I brought my loan to value down tremendously. Now, every time I had extra money, I would put it on in the beginning. Okay, so you see I'm paying a whole lot more extra in principal. So that takes down the face value of my loan. Okay, and it also, equals out a little more or less interest. So what happened was, making all those extra payments a month, what it afforded me to do is after 2 years, I sold this loan. Okay, so we were down to, actually we were down less than 145. So I sold this loan when my value was down to 80%, my loan to value. It was down to 80%. So I sold that loan and got a home equity loan instead. Okay, so for $125,000. And I got a really good interest rate home equity loan of 3.74%. Not only that, I got 20 years. So that significantly lessened, and I still make an extra $100 a month. So I'm going to undo all of the extra payments in this column, and 3.74, actually, yeah, 3.74%. Okay, 20 years. Okay, now, also, when I did that, I erased this amount as well as this amount, because I no longer have that liability with FHA and mortgage insurance premium, because now I own 80% of my home after 2 years of making early payments. So now I've lessened my interest. Now my interest for the life of my loan is only going to be $63,000. So there's all kinds of little things that you can do, but this is the amortization, and this is what you get, based on good credit versus really good credit. And my credit score at the time of redoing this was 786. So I was able to get that really low interest rate home equity loan. Plus we had the equity in our house from paying down for the extra payments. So if you work on your credit, which I can also help you, and I'll talk about that in another video. You work on your credit, get your credit score, so that it's a really good credit score, and then watch significantly how much significantly lower your interest rate would be just for buying a house, and also your annual PMI and your FHA premium, which you really can't get out of in the beginning of the loan. But after 2 years, watch what you can do as far as like paying down and then having equity in your house so that you can do that. So my payment went from $1,500 a month to $1,300 a month, and I'm paying only 20 years for the loan. Okay, and it's 3.74 in interest. So I just wanted to show everybody what amortization does. And that includes my taxes. So I'm paying less for the house now than when I purchased the house, and because I put the extra payments down, and then since I'm paying extra still, let's say I pay extra each month, okay, I'm paying down my interest to making a $20,000 early payment, which instead of 240 months, I'm paying now 206 months, and my total interest is only $53,000 for this house. So I just wanted to show everyone, what interest rate does. And if you have any questions, you can leave me a comment. And please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will be also showing other aspects of how to build your wealth by really learning what credit does for you. So, and thank you very much for watching.